Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome back. This is lesson 5. We're going to continue our study of the Devanāgarī consonants through the palatal letters. But before we begin, let's recap everything that we've learned so far before moving on to the next set of letters. So these are the vowels that we learned in lessons 1 through 3. If you have any difficulty in pronouncing these letters, recognizing or writing these letters, please stop the video and review the appropriate lessons to learn these letters. Last lesson we learned the gutturals, or the letters that are produced by the throat. The letters are ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. Now we're going to learn about the palatal letters, or the ta-lavya letters. These letters are produced by the contact of the center of the tongue to the palate. Because the first letter of this row is the letter cha, this is known as ca-varga. Here's the point of contact on the tongue where it should strike the palate. Now here are the letters of the palate-based group, or the ca-varga. The first letter is ja. It is a voiceless letter because you don't need your voice to say the ch sound. Ch, ch, ch. Since you don't need your voice to make that sound, it is a voiceless letter. The next letter is the aspirated form, or cha. Cha. The next letter is ja. This is a voice letter because you do need your voice to make the j sound. J, j. So it's a voice letter, ja. The next letter is the aspirated voice letter, which is ja, ja. And finally, the last letter is the nasal element for the ca-varga. It is nya, nya. And just to re-emphasize, all of these letters come from the palate. So you have cha, cha, ja, ja, and nya. Notice this requires both the palate as well as the nasal passages. So the first letter of this group is ja. To write the letter ja, you're going to draw a horizontal line going to the right. Then you're going to swing downwards and to the right to make a nice little hook shape. So it almost looks like the letter C with the top of the C letter fused to the horizontal line. Next, to the right of the hook, you're going to draw a vertical line downwards. And then finally, you're going to make the horizontal crossbar on the top. So this is how you write the letter cha. To pronounce the letter cha, remember that this is a voiceless letter and this does not have an aspirated form. So you have to say it in a soft manner. So you have to say ja, ja. You don't say it like church, where you put a lot of force into the ch sound. You just say ja, as in church, church, as opposed to church, church. This is ja. The next letter is cha, cha. To write this letter, first thing you'll need to do is you need to draw either a backwards number 3 or a very curved E-like shape, which is kind of lying to the left. Once you draw that backwards 3 or the E shape, you're going to take the bottom arm of that backwards 3 or the E shape and you're going to swing it up to the right and make a little loop. Then you're going to take a small vertical line on top of the loop upwards, and then you're going to meet that with the horizontal crossbar. So this is how you write the letter cha. To pronounce this letter, you have to use some force. You have to be able to pronounce it in such a way that if you put your hand in front of your mouth, you'll feel breath coming out. So compare cha and cha. To give you a good example on how to properly pronounce this letter, use the word staunch heart. Staunch heart. The CH in staunch and the H in heart, if you're to combine those two sounds together, you'll get the accurate pronunciation. Staunch heart. Cha. Cha. Staunch heart. So that is the letter cha. This is the letter ja. Ja. To write the letter ja, We start off by making a U shape that's italicized, swinging to the left. On the right arm of the U-shaped figure that we just drew, we're going to draw a horizontal line to the right. Then we're going to draw a vertical line which meets the horizontal line about halfway. And then you're going to draw the horizontal crossbar on top of that vertical line. So this is how you write the letter ja. Just like with ja, the letter ja is also not aspirated. So you use minimal force when you say it. This is almost equivalent to the way we say the letter J in English. J, ja, J, ja. The next letter is ja, ja. This is the aspirated form of ja. So first, let's learn how to write this letter. Writing the letter ja won't be as difficult if you remember how you wrote the letter E, the short E, in lesson 1. You take that exact same shape, and on the bottom curve, the bottom part of the S shape, you're going to draw a horizontal line to the right. Then, once you get to the horizontal line, you're going to draw a vertical line, which that horizontal line meets that vertical line about halfway. And then finally, you're going to draw a crossbar, which connects the E shape to the vertical line that you just drew. So that is how you write the letter ja. To pronounce this letter correctly, you have to remember again, this is an aspirated letter. All the letters that have an H in after the consonant is an aspirated letter. So to accurately pronounce this letter, imagine the word hedgehog. Hedgehog. The DGE in hedge and HOG in hog. You're going to take the combination of the DGE and H to get the proper sound. So think of it. Hedgehog. Hedgehog. Ja. 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 And finally, we have the nasal element for this category of letters. Nya. Nya. Before I go into discussing how to write this letter, I do want to talk about the proper pronunciation of this letter first. If you recall from the last lesson when we learned the letter nga, I described this as the nasal element that precedes a guttural consonant. So for example, in English, you have words like bank, wrong, rang. That sound that comes before the guttural consonant is the proper pronunciation of that letter nga. Likewise, for this letter, this is the nasal sound that comes before a palate consonant. So in English, when you say words like punch, plunge, that sound, that is the nasal element for the palate based. So lunch, it has a distinct method of producing that sound compared to You may want to try a couple of examples yourself. Use words that precede a palate-based consonant so you can see the difference where the nasal element comes from. So to write this letter, you're going to first draw a backwards undercase C. Then in the middle of that C shape, you're going to draw a horizontal line to the right. Then you're going to draw a vertical line, which is going to meet that horizontal line about halfway. And then finally draw the crossbar on top. So this is how you write the letter nya. So let's review the consonants that we've learned so far. The last lesson we learned the gutturals. Ka, ka, ga, gha, nga. And in this lesson we learned cha, cha, ja, jha, nya. So here are the consonants that we've learned so far. Make sure you can recognize these letters and make sure you can write these letters efficiently. Make sure they look very clear and distinct because very soon we're going to come across some letters that are going to resemble some of the letters that we've already learned so far. So this concludes lesson 5. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below, or you may contact me via the Contact KK Songs button on the homepage kksongs.org. Till we meet again in the next lesson, thank you very much for your attention. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.